Hey everybody, a quick message. As a recording of this video, we're at about 600 subscribers and I'm really trying to get to 1,000. So if you don't mind, subscribe, like the video if you can, and then turn off the bell. I don't really care about the whole bell thing. You probably don't want to get notifications, but I'd really appreciate some subscribers so that I could begin monetizing some of these videos and being able to do bigger and better things. Now, onto the regular video. Hey, I'm here talking about the LG 27UK850-W. I think that's the US version. I think it may have different little suffixes at the end if it's a different region. This is the US version of this LG 4K, non-ultra wide, but still widescreen monitor. And I just want to talk about how much I like it for going between a Mac and a PC. So on the back of the monitor are two USB 3 ports, which is not very many. But it does have HDMI in, DisplayPort in, and USB-C in and out, and that's pretty critical. So when you've got a MacBook Pro or any of the modern MacBooks, when you're working with a MacBook, it's really nice if you can just have one cable going in and out and doing all of the work. And so this one actually has power delivered from the monitor. It's got video going out, USB going in, lots of things, webcams, keyboard, mouse. I've got everything hooked up to the back of the monitor. But you heard me say it only has two USB ports. So I got an Anker 4-port USB hub that plugs in there. USB 3, so to make sure everything is as fast as possible. I found the one that I got is on Amazon for $15 at the time of this. But there's actually one with a longer cable, a 2-foot cable, that you really don't need if it's just plugged into the back. But it's actually cheaper. So look around, see what you can find. But USB 3 hub in the back lets you plug everything into it. And so it all plugs into the monitor and goes through that one cable on the MacBook Pro. So what about using it with a PC at the same time? Well, I have a DisplayPort video on my PC, and I can run that up to the monitor and just leave that plugged in all the time. And then when I'm ready to switch over to use my PC, I unplug it from the MacBook and plug it into the PC. You see it pops up this little message saying, hey, DisplayPort's connected, would you like to switch over? You click the little rocker and now you're over in the PC world. And actually the same keyboard and mouse works just fine over here too. So you can just have one setup for keyboard and mouse and switch between a MacBook or any sort of USB-C device and another device. To connect it up to the PC, I have a USB 3 extender cable and a little USB 3 to USB-C female connector. I'll link that down in the description and show you what that looks like. Real simple, just kind of plug it in and it helps extend that cable out. USB 3 extension cables are probably cheaper than USB-C extension cables, so it's another way to save a few bucks, and with that little adapter you can basically go back and forth between them and they come in handy. And then when you're ready to go back, you just unplug from the PC, which is really just the USB, the video's coming over separately, and then you'll get this little pop-up saying, hey, I detected USB-C for my main video now, do you want to switch back over to it? It says yes, and voila, you should be back over here. Oh, it's having a little bit of trouble switching. All this going back and forth has messed up my MacBook. Now it just won't even come on, so I'm just going to have to reboot it, so be right back. So overall, I really like it. There's a few things I don't like, so let me go through those. One, the audio is not great coming out of the speakers on the monitor directly. There is a headphone jack on the back, and that allows you to obviously plug in and have much higher quality audio. Sounds pretty good, still a little noisy, but I can't tell if that's the headphones or the monitor itself. Also, it doesn't have a webcam, so I have to use my own. Some monitors have it, some don't. I can go either way on that one. It'd be kind of nice if it did, but if it keeps the cost a little lower, most webcams will work on it. You just got to go get one or maybe find a better option. The little rocker switch that you use for actually controlling everything is kind of weird when you get started with it. It's not super obvious because you're kind of flying blind, reaching under there. using this little nub and left, right, up, down, so it's kind of hidden joystick. But overall it works okay. As far as video quality goes for gaming, I don't really have a strong opinion on that. Seems pretty good. The 4K is very nice for any sort of desktop usage, and the refresh rate seems pretty good on a couple of games that I have played. But really, I got this for going back and forth between using a Mac and using a PC, doing things like video editing, and then obviously work stuff like email and spreadsheets and all that fun business stuff we talk about. But overall, I really like how it works. You can adjust the height by pushing it up or down, and that works pretty well. A little sticky, but you'd kind of expect that because that friction also is what keeps it from moving up and down, just drifting down. Seems really solid. Looks nice, very clean, very simple, and yeah, the ports on the back are pretty good, very usable. Both DisplayPort and HDMI support sending audio to it, so that audio can be passed through for either a headphone jack if you wanted to use external speakers or headphones. Yeah, the built-in speakers I would say are minimal at best and really are fine for just simple things, knowing what's going on in a video. But if you really want to enjoy the audio experience, you probably want to use headphones. So what do you think? Is this monitor going to work for you? Do you want this idea of having a single plug for your MacBook Pro and then going to a PC as well? It's kind of an uncommon use case, but it's really common for me going back and forth, and allows me to just have one monitor for all the things I do instead of having to either have multiple or having lots of cables to plug and unplug. So works for me. Questions? Leave them below. As always, subscribe, like the video. Really appreciate it. Turn off the bell, and you'll be good to go. Stay cool and have a good one.